日本時間7月17日、ドジャースのデーブ、ロバーツ監督が記者会見に応じ、球宴以降のチームの現状とトレード期限に向けた補強戦略について語りました。特に注目を集めたのは、球宴越しに打球の質が低もとしている大谷翔平の状態と、三振率を30から11へ劇的に改善させたムーキー・ベッツの復調、そして復帰間近のブレイク、スネルが控えるとウ主陣の再編です。大谷の膝の不安やリリーフ陣の支給増加が懸念される中、ロバーツ監督は大谷の膝の状態がトレード期限の補強方針を変えることはないと語り、チームの復帰組への強い信頼を示しました。ここからはその様子を字幕付きでご紹介します。
Against the Mets, it really has been excellent. Just an ERA, a tick above 1 for Emmett Sheehan today. How do you, in pitching, be contagious? And is he someone who can really build off of the last couple of days and the performance from his teammates?
I think so. With Emmett, it's sort of trying to figure out the consistency and why it hasn't been consistent. There's been moments of brilliance and dominance, and then there's been some innings that have you scratching your head. It's not from preparation, from care, from work, but certainly with what we've done on the starting side, I do think that he wants to keep that momentum going. But I think for me, I expect there to be some really good innings today and some really good throws, and then it's just kind of the 2 innings, the 2 at-bats where it's just not right. Hopefully we can eliminate those.
JD Martinez, he's been out here with the Mets. He told me last year that he met up with Mookie like 3 or 4 different times to try to help him get back on track. Do you feel like Mookie's missed that?
Yeah, I think so. JD and Mookie have a very good relationship, and JD really spoke his language, and Mookie responded. So obviously not to have him around, I think that, probably hasn't helped him, but it is what it is. But yeah, JD was very impactful for Mookie's career.
It felt like he was turning the corner. 290 OPS to over 800 in June. Why has it fallen off so much in July?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer. Hit a ball hard last night. I think that the swings have been better in the last couple weeks, but again, yeah, you're still. It just hasn't been consistent. But I will say, overall player, the defense has been really good, and hopefully he can kind of, get hot at some point.
Are you kind of feeling the same thing that you felt this time last year, where you're just hoping that it can click at the right time as you get closer to the end of the season?
A little bit of that, but I think for me, I think with Mookie's a very emotions on your sleeve type of guy, and I think for me is just be of the mind to help us win baseball games, and that's what he did last year. And I think that the more clarity he gets with that, and it takes away the kind of pressure, the expectation on the offensive side. So playing great defense, we're winning a lot of baseball games, and I'm still going to bet on the offense, going forward.
With Kyle, the confidence you have and kind of him turning things around, does that come more from just the track record he has, or things you've seen, like specific things you've seen lately, even before these last couple nights, about what he's been doing?
For me, it stems from I think he's starting to become more open, and I think talk about kind of his feels and thoughts, specifically with the hitting guys, and I think that's a good sign for me. And I see a lot more back and forth dialogue with the hitting guys, which I didn't see before. And also I think that the swings, the hard contact has been better. The at-bats, he's taken some more walks recently. So all those things for me, they, arrows pointing up.
Would you say that was he kind of trying to grind through things, maybe like himself earlier this year, and trying to find something that clicked?
Yeah. He's very internal. So I think that, a lot of it he was trying to figure out on his own.
Was the strikeout rate being down to like 11% compared to 30% early on, like a sign to you that it was coming around, or it is coming around?
Yeah, that's another one. Just kind of the pitch selection, the controlling of the strike zone. That's something that was a hallmark for him, and he hasn't been good at it, to be quite honest, consistently. And so the last couple weeks, I've seen him get back to being who he is.
What have you seen from Otani since the All-Star break?
Shohei, I don't know. It's a good question. I think sometimes I feel like he's just not squaring the baseball up. I think that the quality of contact since the break has gone down considerably. I wouldn't say it's chasing. I just think that there's a lot of balls that are just mishit. But I don't know the reason behind it. I see some aggressive swings. It's not a bad speed thing. I just think that he's just mishitting balls. Don't have an answer.
More kind of a mechanical thing, probably, then, potentially.
Is anything about the way his situation with the knee has progressed the last couple weeks here change how you view what you guys might need at the deadline, especially on the pitching side?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think that, we expect him to be pitching. We expect Will Smith to be back. We expect Edwin, Kike, all these guys. So I don't think that kind of our approach to the deadline is changed given these last 3 weeks with Shohei. I don't.
Kind of update on Will Smith?
I don't have one. I'll have one, once we get back. But I do know he's pain free and he's moving more.
Does it feel, guys are starting to come back this upcoming homestand. Does it feel like you're kind of starting to get the group together? Are you looking forward to that?
It does. It does. And it's nice when you're playing good baseball and as I've said, the last couple weeks we're becoming whole. So to kind of get guys back all the while playing good baseball is just encouraging.
Show.
Go ahead. Do you have a date for Blake Snell's next rehab?
Wednesday he's going to go, the plan is for him to go 4 innings.
And then you're still assuming or planning for Kike Tuesday, Diaz Wednesday.
Correct.
Could that be it for Snell in the minor leagues?
Not sure. Let's get through that one.
Read and react.
We're going to read and react, Dave. Well said.
Just quickly, yesterday, I know you had mentioned with Shohei not throwing the bullpen, there was a slight regression just when it comes on the pitching with his knee. Are you hoping for him just to resume to playing catch soon, and do you have an idea as to when that maybe could happen?
Expect him to play catch soon, yes. I don't know when that's going to happen, though. Yeah.
Is Brock Stewart another weapon you can rely on? There's something different about him this year.
Yeah, Brock's, when he's upright, he's pretty good. He's had some things that he's dealt with, but I trust him. I think that with his changeup, sweeper, fastball combo, he's a very neutral pitcher, but really good versus right with that sweeper. Yeah, and it was good for me to, trust him in a save situation yesterday. But yeah, like I said yesterday, this is as big a trust tree as we've had in quite some time in the pen.
Any concern about Shohei not hitting a home run in second half?
He hasn't hit one yet? Oh no! Wow, no concern. He's due. Maybe today.
Are very much one of those guys, especially when you look at the last 3 games, four multi-hit games in a row. What has just kind of been the key for you, do you think, coming out of this break?
Yeah, I've just been getting pitches hits and been hitting them. I think in New York I felt a lot of pitches off, so I just got to better quality decisions. And when you swing, I'm hitting the ball this time.
Obviously, you're someone who knows how to make these tweaks or make these little moments pretty quick, but would you find that just kind of getting back on track for you later in the season is a little bit easier than maybe earlier this year?
Yeah, I just kind of went back to the basics. I started hitting off the tee again, and went back to my net drill. That's exactly what I've been doing. So luckily I have that to go to, and to see results right away, that's definitely nice.
Freddie, as far as the road trip goes, you guys had kind of an arduous trip to be able to come out of this winning every series. How big is that for you guys?
I know you guys look a little somber, but we're to win all 3 series. It's a long trip, a lot of moving pieces, variables going on, losing off days. So I thought we played really good baseball, road trip, and I am looking forward to going home. It was good. I think he grinded. I'm sure he would like to go farther than 5 innings, but just like Yoshi, sometimes when you don't have command and your best stuff, to still give us a chance like he did, that's all you can ask for.
Seems like we've had a lot of those at-bats, like the first one today where you just kind of fouling pitches off and staying alive. Does that tell you something about where you're at?
Well,
Does it
that
help?
one I actually didn't like because I had a lot of pitches to hit and I didn't hit them. So that was just I throw that one out because, and then I swung on a ball above the zone. So why'd you remind me? I didn't like that one. So no, but again, spoiling and getting Freddie out after 4 innings, that's huge for us. I know we didn't able to keep it going in the game, but that's what we're trying to do as an offense. No quality starts for starting pitching, and we were able to do that today. We just didn't get the win.
How much does it matter to you to have a 3 as the first number in your
It's
batting?
July. On September 28th, we can talk about it.
Coming back, Edwin Diaz coming back. I think Snell's wrapping up his minor league rehab assignment. I don't know. Kind of looking forward to seeing the team get
Nice trade deadline, huh? No, it's exciting. I know those guys are itching to get back. Kike, I've been talking to him. Blake's itching. Edwin, it's awesome. That's some really quality.
First, with Emmett Sheehan, you can look at this kind of 2 ways. Obviously, a lot of pitches in that first inning, but how he was able to kind of settle back in ultimately to have a pretty quality outing. What did you just see from him and how he managed himself in this one?
I thought Emmett did a nice job. It was getting a little, grindy with the pitch count, but the way he came back in innings 3, 4, 5 were fantastic. And, I think for me, where he got to, it was going to be hard for him to get through that next inning, the 6th. So I felt we had our bullpen lined up. But as far as Emmett, he put us in a position to win.
A few hiccups that we've kind of been seeing from the bullpen as of late. Do you point to just this is the back end of a very long road trip, or what are you kind of seeing maybe from just those guys we saw out there tonight?
No, I don't equate it to that. I think that they've got to start getting ahead, get back to getting ahead. The walks, are just way too high. And I think the usage has been very, very minimal. So they should all be fresh. And it's just, for what we're trying to do, it's just got to be better.
What are you seeing from Phillips? Is it rust, or do you see something different than before he had the surgery?
I think he's doing a lot of missing to the wrong side of the plate. He pulled the sinker. And then, I don't know if there was intent to go down and into Taylor. But I think for me, as the slider's been on the closer to the right-hand hitter, the sinker fastball hasn't got to where it's supposed to go. So the stuff is good, but I think he just keeps being victim to one really bad pitch, and they're hitting homers.
Was taking Ohtani out in the 9th precautionary?
No, it was more of we had our chance. We're down 5. Devin's in the game, and basically just trying to get some other guys some at-bats.
With Phillips, just as you're trying to decide how to use him in this period, like how much are you relying on what he has been, what you know he can be, versus what you've been seeing from him, and maybe needing him to get those innings in high leverage to kind of work through some of this?
Yeah, I think that's a fair question. I think honestly right now, I think some of it was probably just me really trusting him, and I really do trust him. But there's some work, some rust that needs to be kind of dusted off. So I think, right now I'm going to kind of give him different looks and get his feet kind of under him and get some traction.
Klein's also been scuffling the last couple weeks. Is that with him kind of come back to like the command and the walks, or are there other things you're seeing?
That's what it is. I mean, it's probably a delivery thing, but there's just some bad misses, the working behind, and so I think that just got to try to find spots to get him some traction as well. But I mean, his last 3, 4, 5 outings just hasn't been consistent.
Yeah, I know you said before the game, like the trust tree feels pretty big right now, but especially from the right side, just kind of how do you look at that group at the moment with some of the ups and downs guys are going?
Yeah, I like what these guys have done as far as the body of work, but the reality is that Klein is trying to find his way again. I think Emmett or Evan, I think I got to, give him some different situations. So I think that's where it's at. And today, Jack, had a great lane, and he just can't walk two guys in an inning.
Considering some of these issues, good time to get Diaz back in your ninth inning.
球宴後のドジャースについて、デーブ・ロバーツ監督が指摘されたポイントは、非常に興味深い内容でした。まず、大谷翔平選手についてです。球宴以降、打球の捉え方、クオリティオブコンタクトがやや低もとしている点について、ロバーツ監督はバットスピードの低もとではなく、メカニクス上のわずかなズレが原因であると見ています。膝のケアを続けながらの出場であるため、踏み込み足の軸やタイミングに微小な影響が出ている可能性がありますが、近々キャッチボールを再開する見込みであり、トレード期限の補強戦略を変更しないという球団の判断は、大谷の指名打者としての軸の強さを信頼している証拠と言えます。一方で、ムーキー、ベッツ選手のアプローチの修正は見事です。シーズン初期に30% 近くあった三振率を11台まで劇的に低もとさせたことは、彼本来の優れたストライクゾーン管理、ゾーンコントロールが戻ってきたことを意味します。J. おいえ。マルティネスというメンターが離れた後も、ティーバッティングやネットドリルといった基本練習、バックトゥーベイシークスを徹底し、4試合連続マルチヒットと結果を出しています。投手陣においては、エミット、シーハンが初回に球数を費やしながらも5回を投げ抜くゲームメイクを見せました。しかし、エヴァン・フィリップスをはじめとするリリーフ陣のコマンドの乱れと四球の増加は、ポストシーズンを見据える上で早急な修正課題です。とはいえ、ブレイク、スネルのシーニング予定のリハブ登板やウィル・スミスの復帰など、IL、故障者リストからの復帰組が合流することで、チームの厚みは確実に増すでしょう。今後のドジャースの投手陣再編に注目です。皆さんは、大谷翔平選手の球宴後の打撃状態や、トレード期限に向けた、ドジャースの投手陣再編について、どう思われますか？ぜひコメント欄でご意見をお聞かせください。そして、この動画が良かったら高評価とチャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。それでは、次回の動画でお会いしましょう。